How's it going?
Not too bad. Spring break, so just kind of an easy week. No trips or anything, really.
Your kids have been on spring break all week already?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, my son did spring break the previous week.
Yeah.
And the girls don't have spring break the same week that he does. Theirs is more towards Easter, so we still got some time until their spring break. But yeah. Yep. So it's been a minute since we've been able to talk.
Yeah. 3 weeks, I think.
Has it been that long?
Two or three.
Jeez.
Yeah.
2023 is the worst year ever. Just about. I'm gonna say that. And it's going by really fast. So I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. Maybe it's a good thing. I don't know. But,
yeah.
But I'm drinking tonight, so that shows you how much of a great 2023 it is.
Little whiskey there.
Mm-hmm. Woodford Reserve is what I'm doing tonight.
Okay.
Woodford Reserve is what I am doing. So, what you been up to in the last 3 weeks then?
Not too much. Here, I'll go over mine real quick. I'm drinking a second shift Battle Beer.
Battle Beer?
Yes.
Nice. Is that like after the Battlehawks?
That is for the Battlehawks.
Because it looked like a hawk on there. That's what I was going to say. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Hazy IPA, 5.3%. Really liking this one.
I don't know if the XFL is going to make it, though, to be honest with you. I've heard the attendance is really, really poor where all the other places.
Yeah. Outside of St. Louis, yeah.
Yeah, St. Louis is probably the only thing keeping it afloat, to be honest with you.
Could be.
But we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see if they can keep it afloat. Have you actually watched a game?
I've watched bits and pieces here and there.
Yeah, I watched the YouTube clips. This is just about all. Because I think it's on. Is it on FX? I think is that where all the games are, or some of them on ESPN?
Some of them are on ESPN.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
See, I think I'm having the same problem that I was listening to the radio, and the cat was having that issue. He's like, I don't know where to find them.
Right.
So that's the biggest problem as far as watching it.
Well, it's easier than watching Major League Soccer, so.
Well, I have a great time with Major League Soccer because not only am I an Apple TV guy, but I'm also a T-Mobile subscriber. So it comes with being a T-Mobile customer. So I have the MLS pass, so I'm able to see all of it.
Yeah,
say what?
The Apple TV sign-on we have doesn't have the soccer or the MLS pass. So
okay, so I'll have to get that information to you then, because that's my Saturday ritual now. We all watch. Well, the kids come in and out. To be honest with you, they get kind of excited, but then they get kind of bored, and then so they're in and out. But I haven't got Jen watching. Jen's just like she's like, okay, this is like a St. Louis big deal for right now kind of thing, and so we'll see if we keep up with it or not.
Yeah, I'm going on the 15th.
Oh, you're going?
Yes.
Oh, nice. Very cool. Very cool.
My buddy Jeremy has season tickets, and his daughter has a soccer tournament that weekend, so he's like, anyone want these? And I'm like, yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
You have to be prepared to stand the whole game.
Oh, I will.
You got to stand and be crazy the whole game. That's for sure. Don't be that guy that goes, excuse me, sit down, please. I can't believe people are doing that. I'm like, get out of here. You don't belong at the game then.
Yeah.
Get out of there.
Well, it's like the ushers at the Rams game back in the day, making people sit down.
Oh my God, so dumb.
Yeah,
so dumb. Well, there should be a special section for people that want that. I think.
Yeah. Well, an old people section.
Basically, right? It's like if you go to a college football game and you have an old person sitting in the student section or something like that. What did you expect? You're in the student section. Get out of here, oldie. So let me think. I don't think I have anything very exciting to share, other than the fact that my wife had a stroke. We didn't talk about that.
Well, that was the reason we missed one of the weeks.
Yeah. It's just been she's all good. For anyone that listens along, I think I texted you a whole bunch to let you know everything that was going on. I think I stopped with the group text after she got discharged from the hospital, but the same thing that everyone told us at the hospital. She's just way too young for this to happen to her, but luckily it was okay. It was okay. And something I didn't share with you or your brother was this shit really scares me, because I thought, isn't that how we lost your dad?
Yes, it is.
exactly. So I have some trauma from that, from just getting the call from your brother at that one point in life, just because it was just it's the randomness of it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's very, very random. And now, mind you, and I'm not trying to insult or bring up painful things. Your father wasn't exactly, he wasn't a guy that works out a lot, but nor was he someone that's out, sickly or
right.
Anything that would make you think, oh, this is a guy that's going to happen to. It's just the randomness is what I'm trying to get at again, Jay. So,
yeah.
You could be perfectly healthy, work out 5 days a week kind of guy, and it can still happen to you. It has nothing to do with your health, to be honest with you. It doesn't.
Yeah.
Because if you look at my wife, about 110 pounds soaking wet kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And her cholesterol, they did all of her cholesterol tests. She's got great cholesterol levels. Everything's like, they're like, you are as healthy as you can be. This happening to you was just pure genetics. It was all I had to do with was genetics. So I ask that you and your siblings please watch out for that stuff. I really do.
Yeah.
Like, do you get specially tested for anything? Like, do you see a cardiologist or anything like that?
No, I haven't done anything like that, but I mean, I get blood work done almost every year, so I know how my cholesterol is and everything. Yeah.
So there's some trauma from that, from your dad, and then her dad has had 3. They're not strokes, but they're the thing that makes it think that you're having a stroke. It's called a TIA. Yeah. And so he's had 3 of those, and her family all has high cholesterol, high blood pressure, and all that stuff. And so, yeah, man, it's been something. It's been something. It makes you go, oh, we weren't ready or prepared for that in our life. It's just now we have a medical condition that you now have to worry about for the kids too. So it's like, oh, you guys are genetically predisposed to something like that too. So yeah, man, it was crazy. It was super scary because when you're not to get too dark with it, but when you're in the hospital going, dear God, I'm not ready for this. Like, if you could lose your spouse when you're this young, and then you got 3 kids to still raise, you're like, oh shit, this shit got real. Shit got really real. But I'm glad that we're past that. We're weeks removed now, and we've got a plan in place to get everything resolved that needs to get resolved to hopefully prevent it from happening in the future. And back to some little bit of routine and normalcy until she goes to her cardiologist next week, and we kind of figure things out from there.
Well, that's good.
But, yeah, man. It was scary, though. Definitely scary.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why I'm really doing this with you. It's an escape from the reality of all the shitty life stuff that you got to go through. Yeah.
And then we missed last week because we were getting ready to head to Kansas City.
No, you said we were getting... Well, you went to... But you did go to Kansas City.
We did go, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. How many days were you there?
We just went for the weekend. So we left Friday. Kids had a half day of school, so we left right after they got done with school.
Okay, cool. See, and then did you just stay Friday and Saturday night?
Yeah, we came back Sunday. But yeah, our Saturday was pretty much limited to the con. We got there about 10:30 in the morning and stayed there till almost 5 o'clock.
Oh wow, that's a long time for the kids to be at the con.
It was a long time for me.
Well, and then the question being our con versus their con. Didn't you say that their con puts ours to shame?
Yeah, this was like 4 times as big as Fan Expo.
And the thing is, I think our Fan Expo thing here in St. Louis is huge. I think that's pretty big.
It was. They're not doing it this year. They canceled it.
For real? We don't get so we don't get to go to Comic-Con at all this summer. Awesome.
Nope.
Great.
that was part of the reason we decided to go. Because I was supposed to go on the guys trip. I canceled because it was spring break and I didn't know what we were going to do. And we had nothing lined up. So it's like, well, let's go to Kansas City. Kids can do the convention. And it's a lot different going with the whole family rather than going with your buddies.
Right? It's much different, absolutely. But still, Kansas City, I love it there. I think it's a great city, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I don't get the whole Kansas City is the, redhead stepchild of St. Louis crap or any of that stuff. I think Kansas City actually has a leg up on St. Louis in a lot of ways, to be honest.
Oh, yeah. I mean, their downtown is nice. They've done things like the Power and Light District and all that. There's a lot to do. Yeah, there is. Absolutely. Absolutely. And if it wasn't 17 degrees on the morning, we probably would have done more.
That's how cold it was there.
Yeah, it was pretty cold. Oh, geez. And we weren't really dressed for it, but they have a little rail system that helped. So, but I did run into my buddies while we were there, and they went to the same diner we go to every year for breakfast.
Okay.
We take scooters every time.
Yeah.
And Jeremy was like, in 17-degree weather, scooters were not a good idea.
Well, it depends on how much you've been drinking before then. If you've been drinking enough.
It was for breakfast, though, so.
I will still stand by my statement, sir. I did not stutter.
That's about the 4-hour block from when we wake up till we're at the con that we don't drink.
So, who were some of the big names that were there?
They actually had quite a few big names. Chris Claremont was there, and I really wanted to get him. He was only charging $10. I took the Dark Phoenix trade. He had a super long line, and I had Will with me, and I'm just like, I can't make Will wait in this line.
Yeah. He's probably not the kind of guy that just signs and says next. You're saying that he probably has a conversation with every single person that wants to have a conversation with him.
Yeah. Garth Ennis was there.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, but he charges like $20-$25, so I couldn't justify it. Let's see. Jimmy Palmiotti and Amanda Connor were there.
Oh, did you get what's the name of their book, the adult book, the prostitute or whatever?
The Pro.
The Pro, yeah.
I almost took it because Garth Ennis wrote that.
Could have got them all.
I could have.
Got them all. Yep.
But no, I didn't. I found a Harley Quinn trade for $5 for Madeline, and she got that signed by them, so that was pretty cool.
Cool.
Trying to think of who else. Colin Bunn's there, but he's there every year. He signed a Deadpool comic for Will.
Well, is he? I can't remember. Is he a Kansas City guy or a? I know he's a Missouri guy. Where in Missouri is he?
Either Springfield or Kansas City. I don't remember which one.
Yeah.
That side of the state, though. So, oh God, Roy Thomas, the guy that did Incredible Hulk 181, first appearance of Wolverine, he was there. There were other people. I'm just drawing blanks on them. A lot of
Roy Thomas is that's actually a really big name. He was one of the original, quote unquote founding fathers of Marvel. To be honest with you, after you have your Stan Lee time period there, but like 70s coming around, right?
The really second wave with Jim Starlin and Claremont, So I thought about it too, but I'm not going to take Hulk 180 to get signed.
Yeah.
There were a ton of celebrities. Jungle Boy was there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Will was talking about doing him, but I don't know how much he was charging. We didn't even walk through the celebrities because there was so much stuff to see.
Oh my gosh.
Big Sexy Kevin Nash, the Super Shredder was there. Yeah.
Nice.
I'm drawing a blank on who else.
What about any panels that you guys went to?
No, we didn't do any of the panels. Seriously, we spent the first hour walking through like Artist Alley and like the nonprofits and the droid builders and all that stuff. And then we spent pretty much the rest of the time walking just through the vendor booths. So
okay. Very cool.
Yeah, I didn't get a look through boxes like I normally do. I did find a couple of the normal trade vendors there, so I got a few things. I didn't spend a ton. It seems like each year I've gone, I've spent less. But here I'm pulling up my books. I got we got Deadpool Classics 5 and 6. Will and I have been starting to put that run together, so we have 1 through 3. They were $4 a piece.
Yeah,
so
that's nice.
The Despicable Deadpool volumes 1 and 2. It's a Jerry Duggan book, and he's done some good runs, so I hadn't read these yet. Kill or Be Killed volume 1.
And you know how much I enjoy that. I'm glad you picked that one up. You're gonna love that series. It's so good, so good.
That was I think a $5 one, so I'm like I can't pass it for that.
Nope.
Sharky the Bounty Hunter. It's a Mark Miller book.
I did a big thing with Miller recently where I went through Amazon and tried to put it in my cart for later, kind of save for later kind of thing, just to remind myself to eventually get these books.
Yeah.
I didn't really, I didn't see that one. I had no clue he wrote that.
Art by Simone Biaggi. I got Rover Red Charlie from Garth Ennis. It's I've started reading this. I started reading it because I had actually been looking for this one. I ordered it off eBay, and the envelope came empty. It got lost in the mail, so I got a refund on it. It's basically a post-apocalyptic story told from the point of view of dogs. So it's like some kind of virus makes people go crazy and attack each other or kill themselves, and it's all from the dog's point of view.
Interesting. Very interesting.
So like they talk about the Atlantic Ocean, they call it the Big Wet. And they run into another dog and says, well, if you go over to the Big Wet, I heard there's people there.
Interesting.
And so it's about these three dogs traveling across country to find people because one of them is a service dog.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. All right. That sounds like interesting take. I like that. I have to read that.
Yeah. And then I got 1602 by Neil Gaiman.
I didn't know you didn't have that.
I think it was 8 issues. I think I got 7 of the 8, and it was a $5 trade. And I wasn't planning on keeping the issues anyway, but I'm like, it's Neil Gaiman, so I like all this stuff anyway, and I haven't read it since it came out. So,
and that's funny. I'm not a huge Gaiman guy at all, but I did enjoy 1602. I have the floppies of that one.
Yeah.
And, it's really good. It's super, super good. I liked it a lot. It was just cool to see. It was just one of those things where you never seen Marvel in that setting before.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's for $5 trade. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely good steal right there.
Yeah. So that was my haul. Kids got a few comics. Will got a lot of toys. He was looking for.
That's what I was going to ask. How was the toy haul? That's what I figured he'd go after all the toys.
He got a few Star Wars Black Series figures. Ahsoka. A Kylo Ren one. I'm trying to think of who else. He got a few toys. He got a lot of Lego minifigs.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I'm guessing does he get the minifigs that are not licensed by Lego?
Yeah, the custom ones. So we were talking to one of the guys, and he builds them and paints them. So it's like, okay. Yep. So there's some really cool ones.
Talented. Yeah, I'm well aware of that. There's a couple shops here in town actually you can go to see that kind of stuff.
There's one out here by us.
Yeah, if they just charge it, if they're expensive though, they charge a lot for those things. To be honest with you.
Yeah, they were about $5 a piece for what he got.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, and that's that. You didn't get ripped off by any means. No. I'm saying that's the going price for those. Yeah, it's just they're not cheap. Just for a little bitty minifigure though, it's just like okay.
Yeah, so it's like $6 a piece or 4 for $20. Yeah. Some of them, if you buy them, you get so many free. Yeah. So she convinced Madeline and Will to go together to buy them so she could get an Ahsoka to put on her desk for work.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So yeah, that and then Kaylee she bought some fantasy novels and a Pokemon stuffed animal and just random crap.
I can't believe how popular Pokemon
still is.
Is it still? I don't. Did we go through a Pokemon phase and it peaked, and then we had a valley for a little bit, and then it peaked again at some point?
I don't think so, because I mean, the people that were originally into it are still into it. Yeah. So when they did that with the Pokemon Go app, everybody was out looking for it that was into Pokemon, and it's still an active app, and they're still putting Pokemon out there.
Can't believe that, because my daughter went to a birthday party last weekend, and their son was the kid that she went for. That's what he's into. He's into Pokemon. I was like, that's still a thing. Yeah. And so we went to Endless Comics, and we bought Pokemon actual the trading cards. I guess that was how it all originally started, right? Yep. It wasn't just the cartoon; it was a trading card thing first, I think.
Yeah, kind of like the Magic the Gathering.
Yeah,
where they battle each other. Yeah.
Yep. So we bought him 5 packs of Pokemon cards, and I was like, I can't believe this is still a thing. It's definitely really a thing. And I was like, I'm out of it, I guess. I'm just not down with the cools. Don't know what's cool. We'll step on the street. Yeah. But,
so our library has a monthly Pokemon day where kids you can drop your kids off for 3 hours, and they'll sit there and just learn how to play and play against other kids.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Huh. Because, yeah, I mean, but that was always our thing where we said, no, I'm here for comics, not for the games, y'all.
Yeah.
I'm not a gamer, man.
You stay on your side of the store.
They have to sit, yeah, you go sit in the back. You sit in the back on the other side where the books aren't.
Yeah.
But, you know, to each their own. But good for them. I'm glad that's pretty cool that the library is doing that. That's very cool.
Yeah.
Safe place for the kids to go to do something that's, hey, keeps them busy doing something safe, right? So that's great.
Yep.
So no, it sounds like a good con. How was the cosplay? Any good cosplay?
Yeah, it's getting to the point though where it's more anime, video game stuff that I don't know.
Oh, really? Okay.
I mean, there was a lot. There's still your typical Star Wars superhero stuff.
Yeah.
There was a very cool black and white Wanda and Vision.
Oh, wow. Very cool.
Yeah,
all right.
dressed in like the 60s and black and white.
Yeah, no, that's really cool.
Yeah, it was very cool.
Really cool.
Will win as Deadpool, though. He wore his costume.
And then I'm trying to think. What was the guy there that I've noticed that he's at a lot of the cons now? We met him at the last Fan Expo, where it's the guy he's Obi-Wan, but he created like the
No, he was Luke, old Luke.
Was he old Luke?
Yeah, from the new movies.
But you know who I'm talking about?
Yes,
like,
I do.
He put like a sheer satin thing over him to make him look like the ghost, Force ghost. I think he goes to almost all of them in our area, to be honest with you. So I was like, okay.
I think I saw pictures of him from Star Wars Celebration last time when it was in California.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow. So that's his thing. That's his life. Okay.
And apparently he's pretty well known in the cosplay circles for that outfit.
Yeah, and we'd have to get an anime guy on here. I know nothing. I know nothing about anime, and I just don't know if I would have the time or energy to want to get into it, to be honest with you. Mangas and anime, it's just a whole world that you're just like, how do you even fit that into your vernacular? Like, if you're a DC guy, a Marvel guy, or Image guy, or, just a comic book guy, how do you fit in Magic the Gathering or, Pokemon or anime or manga? How do you fit that into your life? There's only so much, so many hours in the day.
Yeah. I mean, I dipped my toe into it back like high school, college, but it was like Dragon Ball Z and some of the movies like Ninja Scroll and those type of things. Ghost in the Shell. The big ones that were out back then. Now there's so much of it, and people are so like invested in it.
It's a whole subculture, that's for sure.
Yeah,
and it's bigger than anyone would ever imagine too. Because especially overseas, yeah. I can't imagine. It's just so popular. Because I'm playing a game right now, Ghost of Tsushima, and they made the video game where you could either have it. There's like 4 different modes. There's like standard, samurai, and then I don't remember the other one. But then there's a Kurosawa. The video game, you could play the video game in black and white, in Japanese with no subtitles. Though they wouldn't give you subtitles in that one. I don't think. So I was like, oh my god,
that would be awesome though.
That stuff, dude. So I don't know why I would change it off there. It just made me think of it when we're talking about overseas, though. But it's just like, just trying to do comic books, and video games right now. Oh my gosh, I just can't. I can't keep up. I just can't, man. It's impossible. So, but no, I'm glad you got to go, man. It sounds like a really awesome time. Made me jealous. Thinking maybe I should take the kids next year, but I don't think it. Like I said, it doesn't fall on spring break for the kids, so it's just like it'd be cool if it did, though.
Yeah, and that con seems like it fluctuates in the time of the year because I think last year we went April, May, and the year before that was like August.
Oh, really? Okay, so it does just kind of bounce around.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Well, I do know there's a St. Charles Con coming up soon. I thought I saw an ad for that. I don't remember when it is.
There's actually one on Sunday. It's the Quad Con.
Oh, is that what I saw? Okay.
Yeah. And I have not been to that one, so I don't know how it is. But I think it's just St. Louis Comic Con, which is downtown, is not worth the price of admission. We went to one of them back in the fall, and it was like 30 or 40 tables, and it was mostly anime stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there was a little bit of comics, a little bit of the minifigs, but it was only like 20 tables, and it was like
Oh.
the banquet room at a hotel.
Yeah, exactly. I remember like baseball card shows like that. You go to a banquet like not Heart of St. Charles, but I remember those mostly in South County. I went to a baseball card show like that. I was like, there's like 5 tables here. What's going on?
Yeah.
it was so lame, dude. But yeah. Well, yeah, that's the other thing. Cards. What about you guys? Do you and your kids do any card collecting?
Madeline will collect baseball cards. But it's usually just we're out, we see a pack, we grab them. Not like we used to be where we'd buy the boxes and.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I can't imagine doing that again. Oh man, that's a rabbit hole. I got to avoid that.
Yeah.
Because I'm going into the comic shop. Like I went into the comic shop now twice within the past 4 or 5 weeks, I think. And I was like, I gotta stop. I can't go in there because if I go in there, I'm gonna spend. Because I picked up the 3rd issue of Nemesis came out.
Okay, I need to get that still.
Yeah, 3rd issue came out, and then also I guess one of Jonathan Kent's books. It's a 1 of 6 series, so I don't know if it's his ongoing one. I guess he'll be getting, and I don't remember what it's called. I just know it's like one of the first new stories with him in it. I guess.
Yeah, we haven't picked that one up yet.
Yeah, and so I was like, okay, that's it. That's all. I gotta force myself away from it. I don't even bother browsing beyond that. I just saw the Jonathan Kent book like right next to it in the shop. And I was like, oh. Okay, I guess I'm picking this up. Even though I know I won't buy the other issues, I'll have to wait for the trade to come out. But
yeah,
it's a dangerous thing. Dangerous. Going to the shop is dangerous.
Yeah, it's bad. But speaking, well, because Will is picking up 3 books now. Madeline picks up like 3 books, and I pick up like 4 or 5 books. But
you're picking up as many books as you used to get by just yourself with all 3 of you. That's basically what it's turning into.
No, it's not that bad yet because I pick up that much every week.
That's what I meant. Yeah, on a weekly basis. Yeah.
No, this is like monthly at this point. So.
Oh, that's what. Oh, okay. So that's monthly. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So do you let them go in once a month, or do they hound you every Wednesday?
No, we go every couple weeks, so not necessarily every month. It just really depends on what's going on.
Gotcha. Okay.
But speaking of Endless Comics, I need to reach out to them because let's see, Scott, he's the manager there. He sent me an email about coming on and doing something with us and Bugs Comics, so he could talk about the state of the industry, like we were talking about a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to talking to him.
Absolutely, I think it'd be great. I think it'd be a great episode. Absolutely, because it's so interesting, and it's just in the environment that we're in now, where this is just the culture is still really big. It's still going strong. And the movies and TV shows are all doing great, but it is worth asking the question: have we reached fatigue yet? Yeah. And is fatigue good for them, or is it really bad for their business? And I mean that in the sense that if the fatigue is coming from the entertainment side of it in regards to the movies and TV shows, does that draw people to go, hey, I'll go back to just reading stuff versus spending my money on going to see all those or, the streaming services or anything like that? Probably not would be my thoughts, because if you're into this stuff, you're going to be into it no matter what.
Yeah.
But from everything I'm hearing is Ant-Man didn't do as well as I think they were hoping.
Yeah.
Mandalorian didn't hit so hard. Like the viewership is going down. If you look at it like from a graph standpoint, it's on a decline.
Yeah.
As far as viewership, you're not going to do it by subscribers. I think a lot of people made that point where if you already subscribe to Disney, they've got all their subscribers at this point.
Yeah.
No one's going to subscribe to Disney Plus because of some new piece of property they put on there.
Yeah, and I think they've screwed up a little bit too by putting the stuff out on Wednesday, because Wednesday's hard for people. I mean, we don't watch new episodes on Wednesday. We usually wait till the weekend. Yeah. I liked it better when they'd come out on Friday nights, because then I could sit down. We'd sit down Friday nights and be like, all right, this is what we're doing.
That's exactly what it was. And that's a family night to sit in front of the TV and go, we're just going to catch up on our stuff that we want to watch.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, I agree. I haven't even touched Mandalorian season 3 yet. I'm one of the people that's not watching yet. Yeah. I'm going to, obviously. I want to. I just haven't gotten around to it. Because we're pretty heavy into the binge model. I enjoy it better that way. I think I can retain the information better that way. Although, there are a few shows here and there that I'll make that exception for. Like Ted Lasso's one I'll make the exception for. Except for this week, we're a day behind. We didn't get a chance to watch it yesterday when it came out, but we did watch when the premiere happened. We watched it that day. So, but yeah, no, I don't know. I just don't know if we've reached the peak yet because again, like I said, I know you texted me before we started the show that Shazam 2. You said it was okay. I think it was fun or something like that.
Yeah, it was fun.
But you're not going anywhere with that. Ant-Man, Quantumania. I think people have gone to see it, but again, when I went to go see it, the theater was not packed by any means.
Yeah.
It was only the second week it was out, I think. I just don't know. Nothing is really, and then as far as from like the Marvel from the TV side of things, we're kind of in a dead period with that right now, right? I don't think I'm missing anything from the Disney Plus side of things.
Well, yeah, but I think part of it is they've kind of hit the point where they're like, okay, we are putting out too much now.
I think so, yeah.
So, I mean, a lot of the stuff that was supposed to come out this year is being pushed back.
Yeah.
They've delayed a lot of stuff.
Yeah. I just don't know. Do you think we've hit fatigue yet?
I don't know if we have. I think the comic book fatigue that everyone is expecting is a little exaggerated.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's hard for us, like you and me, comic book people, to sit there and look at it and be like, oh, there's going to be fatigue. We look at it like, all right, well, we're going to a new arc. So you're going to have a couple down issues and then it picks up. Well, we're in that down phase, and now that we're starting phase 5, things are probably going to start picking up because I'm hearing a lot of Kang talk about what's going to be going on in these, and like it sounds like everything is going to get tied together somehow.
Hopefully, yeah, no, I hope so. I don't know. I don't think we've hit fatigue, but I just know from the DC side of things, we're at that point with the DC stuff, especially with Shazam.
Yeah,
they're just going to release the stuff that they already had, in the chamber, and go, okay, hey. Let's just empty it, then we'll wait, and then you'll get your James Gunn Superman in 25, right? And I think is that our first James Gunn DC property that will hit theaters, I guess?
Theaters, yes. I don't know if the shows will come out that he's planning first. I think the monster one. I don't remember. I can never remember the name of it.
Oh, the one you talked to me about is like the Commandos.
Yes, the Creature Commandos. Yes. Yeah. I think that's supposed to be one of the first things that comes out. Waller might come out too.
And here's the question: do you need to watch those shows? And they're definitely going to tie into the universe, or is it makes it extra enjoyable when you watch it?
I think it's all going to tie in because what he said was anyone, even the animated stuff, if you do the TV shows, you will be included in the movies if your character's needed.
Gotcha. Okay.
It does look like Shazam's probably going to be sticking around though from the movie. They had a few things in there.
Well, I know it's not a spoiler by any means because it's been talked about everywhere. It's even on IMDb. Wonder Woman shows up. I know that she shows up in the movie, but I thought all of Zack Snyder's castings are done. I thought Gunn was scrapping every casting he's done, and we're going to get all new casting.
Not necessarily. I think he's picking and choosing because his Suicide Squad people are still in.
Okay.
He said, "Don't rule out Deadshot." So it sounds like Will Smith might still be in it too.
Oh my God! Have you watched the Chris Rock special yet?
No, I haven't.
Oh, we have not watched the full special yet, but obviously I've watched the clip.
Yeah,
where it's just Chris Rock talking about Will Smith. Did you watch it?
No, I haven't.
Oh, it's brutal. It's brutal. Oh my God, he does not hold back. You forget how big Chris Rock was at one point.
Yeah.
Like, I guess comedians go through their phases as far as who's the biggest one, who's on top, and the most popular.
Yeah.
And for a hot minute there, Chris Rock was the biggest thing on the planet. Biggest comedian on the planet, right?
No sex in the champagne room.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I guess we're going through our Kevin Hart phase right now, and eventually Kevin Hart will cede to somebody else. Someone else will pick up the slack. But just him ripping on Will Smith, I could care less about Will Smith, dude. I am not a Will Smith guy right now. I'm just not. and I wish separate the art from the artist kind of thing.
Yeah,
and I get that, and it's just I don't pull for him, and I don't wish for bad things to happen to him. I just could care less, to be honest with you. And so when you say Deadshot as Will Smith, I'm like, do you really want Will Smith in your property if you're going to kind of get a chance to start from scratch?
Yeah, So with Will Smith, I really don't care for him. He's got some good roles, but I don't know. 80% of his movies, he's just himself, and it's the same character in almost all the movies. Men in Black, Bad Boys.
So the Ryan Reynolds effect.
Yeah,
we'll call it, that's what
he was the originator of it. So
Ryan Reynolds just followed his pattern.
Yeah,
because it's the same with The Rock. The Rock's the same in every movie. He really is. And I think we reached Rock fatigue. I really do. I think we reached Rock fatigue.
Well, and I think Black Adam is what did it, especially with the news coming out now.
Yeah.
Did you see the Zachary Levi post on Instagram?
I thought I saw something where he said he wouldn't let Zachary Levi be in the movie. Like, he didn't want him in the movie for reasons.
Yeah, so Deadline or one of those websites ran a story that Shazam was supposed to be in the post-credit scene. I won't give spoilers because they kind of touch on it in Shazam 2. Okay. But he was supposed to be in a post-credit scene. The Rock blocked it because The Rock wanted the future of DC movies to be him and Henry Cavill, Superman and Black Adam.
Which that makes no sense because Black Adam is not the big bad in the DC universe. So. No.
But so it led the Shazam 2 crew to scramble to do their post-credit scene.
Oh, okay.
And then Zachary Levi took a screenshot of this article and posted, "The truth will set you free."
Okay.
So yeah,
I'm still I also saw something bringing up Henry Cavill. I saw something where there's a story that went around about James Franco and Henry Cavill about how poorly James Franco treated him. I guess they were in a movie at one point. Tristan and something. I don't remember the name of it. Starts with an I. But they were in the movie together, and I guess Henry Cavill had shared he had a goal. He's like, I really want to shoot for Superman's my dream role to play or something like that. And James Franco basically treated him like garbage, treated him like he was an extra on the set, and said he would never, he was like, you'll never be Superman or something like that. So it was just, just one of those things where it's like, I think Henry Cavill's coming out as like one of the nicest guys in Hollywood kind of thing.
Yeah.
And everyone has nothing but great things to say about him. And James Franco is, he's a predator.
He's garbage.
Well, yeah, he's canceled, and he'll eventually be uncanceled, I guess. He'll go through his retribution tour at some point.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Because Louis C.K. was canceled, but now he's coming back, and apparently he's selling out all his shows. Like, he's getting bigger and bigger as it goes.
Yeah, he was very out about it though, and said, "Yeah, I messed up." A lot of these other people haven't said anything.
And his quote unquote atrocity, I was like, of all the atrocities to have, I think his is the least worse. To be honest with you,
I think Aziz was a little less than his, and then yeah. Let's say on the spectrum, there's Bill Cosby as the worst, and maybe Louis C.K. at the other end of the spectrum being the least worst. Yeah,
he definitely did not hit. He did not hit the Cosby scale.
No,
so awful, unreal, man. So all right, so Shazam. Talk to me more about Shazam 2. Give me your non-spoiler review. Besides that, it was fun. Who stood out? Was there anything that was very comic booky that to look forward to? Who was the worst part of it? What would you have done different? All that good stuff.
I really don't have many complaints about it. I mean, it's not a high stakes movie. You go in knowing it's going to be lighthearted, more for kids, based off the first movie. Mm-hmm. They stuck with the formula. My kids
love the first Shazam. That's rewatchable for them all the time. They watch it a lot.
Yeah. I thought it was as good as the first one. I was listening to Fat Man Beyond, and Mark Bernardin said that the Helen Mirren character is unnecessary. I thought she added something to the story, though, so I had no complaints about about the bad guys at all. I didn't like the fact that I wasn't walking out like all jacked about it. Because with Marvel movies, it's like all these Easter eggs are in there. All these little things that no one else cares about, but from reading the comics, I know them. There wasn't really anything like that.
Okay.
Except for one mention in the post-credit scene.
Okay, but that's a spoiler.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then,
yeah, I'd say it would.
Okay, then we are going to see it. We just haven't picked when we're going to go see it because the kids do want to see it.
Yeah.
But bringing up Shazam, I did run across a thread on Reddit where it was a really touching thread. It was about a guy that works in the juvenile corrections space, is the way I'll say it.
Yeah.
And he had a kid in there that was like a repeat offender. He'd get in and out, just living a rough life. And then he eventually introduced him to reading comic books, going, if I can get this kid just to settle down a little bit, get him into something other than the trouble that he gets into, get him into collecting books or something like that. So the one thing he says one thing he loved was reading all the Captain Marvel comics I'd bring in. Shazam, the Monster Society of Evil, which I believe that's what the first movie was based off of, if I remember correctly. Shazam New 52, Shazam and the Seven Magic Lands, Thunderworld, Power of Shazam, and most of all, Shazam, Power of Hope. And then you're talking about a kid that was, like I said, in and out of juvenile detention, did some bad things. He says, when I brought it in, I let him know just how special this book was. He understood and gently took the book back to the room. After 30 minutes, I went to go check on him. And believe it or not, he was crying. Me and him had a deep conversation afterwards. We talked about the story. He was so inspired by the selflessness, and he could relate the feeling. It goes on for quite a while after that. Because the kid, what happened to the kid was the kid was murdered in a gang-related thing. He'd finally gotten out of the gang, but he was hanging out with a friend. Yeah. And he was just basically got caught in the crossfire is what the story was about that. Yeah. So this kid that was just he was working with this kid to get him out and trying to use the power of comic books to help him. Yeah. And trying to use the lessons of selflessness, that you can find in many books. And maybe that kid, maybe something could spark something in him to go, I'm going to get my life turned around kind of thing. And I thought it worked well with the fact that you saw Shazam. And I was like, I think I've read one Shazam book ever, to be honest with you. I think it was a Jeff Johns thing. I think it might have I don't think it was a book. I think it ran in the back of a Justice League book. It wasn't even its own book, I think. Yeah. But I just remember for some reason. But it made me want to mention those trades real quick to maybe see if I can go find them. I didn't know Shazam had a New 52 run. And I don't even know how long the run was, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I don't know either. But when they did those Zero books, I know there was like an origin story for them.
Oh, really?
So when the last movie came out, they did a Shazam origin graphic novel that had it was kind of an assortment of issues, and that Zero was in it. I picked that up just so I could have a primer at least for what was going on.
I'll mention that one again, but here, try to see if you can find Shazam Power of Hope. Apparently it's a powerful one. Yeah, Power of Hope. Okay. I'm going to see if I can track it down. I don't know if I'll be able to at the library, but it might have to be one that if you're really interested in buying or really interested in reading it, you'll have to purchase it. But, I'd never seen someone that was a huge fan of the character enough to mention a few trades. And again, that's what's so crazy. The movie is super enjoyable, and the fact that you've got what kid wouldn't like that? You're a kid that turns into an adult that has superpowers. It's almost equivalent to Superman, Yeah. And the whole family aspect of it. I always enjoyed that part of it, being the foster family thing. Yeah. You finding your family, which is a big deal these days. So, yeah, no, man. I'm going to say I want to highly recommend something I haven't read yet. Yeah. Because I'm very interested in seeing what it's all about. So it's so powerful to share a story that every now and then, usually Reddit's a cesspool of nonsense. Yeah. That's what it is, right? Yep. But to find a story like that, that's pretty touching. I thought, maybe I better pay attention to this one.
So there was one funny bit in the movie. It's not really a spoiler, but they don't really have a name for any of the characters. Because, growing up, it was Captain Marvel. Yeah. So they call him all kinds of different names. Adam Brody has a name for his character, which used to be Captain Marvel Jr. Okay. Well, at one point, Shazam is out talking to the public, and they call him a couple names, and someone goes, "How about Captain Marvel?"
Oh, nice. Whoop. Whoops! Will they get sued for that? I wonder.
No. Because technically, he was the first Captain Marvel.
Correct. I agree. Yes. But what was it in the previous movie? Wasn't it like Captain Sparkle Fingers or something like that?
Yeah.
It's Sparkle Fingers. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to go seeing it.
Yeah.
I don't know what other property we have coming out soon after that. What would be next? Guardians come out? That's the next one up?
I think so. I mean, technically, John Wick comes out tonight.
Well, I mean, comic book related.
Yeah.
Which I think there's a comic book on it at this point. But yeah, no, John Wick. Yeah, that comes out tonight, huh? Oh,
yeah.
Boy.
It's technically tomorrow, but they start playing tonight. What?
I'm such a huge fan of John Wick. I love all three of them so far right now. I've never seen one in the theater. I've not gone to the theater for it.
Neither have I. We haven't seen 3 yet, but we're going to watch it and probably talking about going to the theater for it.
So good. And then the fact that we lost Lance Reddick, though, that hurts a lot. Because his role, I love his role in the Wick movie. So
yeah.
I would have to assume he's in 4, but I guess he passed away after 4 came out, or since it's coming out now. But
yeah, it's
just a shame that he seemed like he was really young too. I wonder how old he was when he passed, because he couldn't have been that old.
50s, 60s, I think.
That's still, man. That's still super young.
Yeah,
interesting.
Yeah, Guardians is the next one, May 5th.
May 5th, okay.
And then Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, I think I'm going to try to avoid any more trailers or anything for that one, to be honest. I don't want to know too much going into it.
Yeah, I'm going to avoid them for that and for The Flash.
Yeah, Flash, yeah. I don't think we're going to get one. I think they've shown everything they're going to... They almost showed the whole damn movie,
yeah.
To be honest with you. Oh, speaking of that, I was... I don't know how we got on at the house, but I guess we were talking about movies or whatever, and all of a sudden in the background, I'm just on the Apple TV, and I type in Jaws, just to see what. I just need to know where it's at all times. What streaming service is on, so I need, in case I need my comfort. It's like my blanket. I need my comfort blanket. Where is it at? And I pull it up, and it's not anywhere. It's not streaming on anything right now. And I was like, oh my god, it's always on something. But what's crazy is you can watch the original trailer from when the movie first came out back in the 70s.
Yeah.
It's like a 4-minute trailer.
Oh, yeah.
They almost show the entire movie on the trailer. I was like, this is the longest thing I've ever seen. I guess back then when there were so few movies that came out, right? It wasn't like there's as many movies as we get today. And we were just looking at it, and my daughter was watching with me. I was like, I think you almost just saw the entire movie, to be honest with you. You might not need to watch it if you just watch the trailer. I couldn't believe it.
I think the other thing is they didn't run the TV spots that they do now, and they don't have didn't have an online presence. So it's not like you could drop little clips here and there on YouTube or wherever. Yeah.
Oh my god, talk about that with this as far as like little clips. Like we finally got around to watching the Megan movie.
Yeah.
Even my littlest one, 8 years old, I would watch Megan. I was like, how do you even know that that's a movie?
Yeah.
It's 10 seconds. It's like you said, like a 10-second clip of her dancing, and she does the Megan dance. Like she knows the Megan dance. I was like, how do you know this? And I was like, goddamn YouTube. Oh.
Yep.
Crazy, man. So crazy. But yeah, I couldn't believe it. I was like, it's not anywhere. But I think I was like, oh, if I want to watch it, I guess I can just watch the trailer and I'll be okay.
Yeah.
But hey, we've gone this whole time. Do we have an agenda of any kind for tonight? I don't think we really. No, that was just kind of catching up. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, no, I don't know. As far as homework, I guess we go into that. We haven't talked to each other for a while, but I don't know if I've really watched all that much, to be honest with you, to share.
I haven't watched a ton either. It just there's been so much going on, and with sports really kicking up for me. I mean, I've been watching a lot of baseball and basketball. Yeah,
a lot of March Madness, especially with Mizzou. I was following them religiously, and now one thing I did do, I have made a conscious decision to try to read more actual books without pictures, right?
Yes,
and I actually got around to finishing Artemis.
Okay.
Which is Andy Weir's second book that your daughter actually recommended that I then had my son read. Then he's like, oh, you're going to like this. And I finally got around to reading it. It's so good.
It is.
It's really good. When you first gave me your review, I think it was her review. You told me of her review of it, where she's like, it was okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think what she wasn't like. It's not the best book, but
it didn't blow her away like The Martian did.
And I agree with that. I agree with her assessment that The Martian is still a superior book, but that doesn't take away from the fact that I loved Artemis. It was great. His writing style is incredible. A really great writer. And then so I got through that. And then I'm like, my son knocks his out. Maybe I'm a slow reader. I don't know. I don't think I am. But then again, I read more comic books than anything. And when you crush through comics, maybe it's not the same as getting through an actual book.
Yeah.
But that made me flip right over to Project Hail Mary. Okay. And I'm about 70 pages in that. So that's his trilogy of books.
Yes. I have it. I haven't read it yet.
How about this? I'll say this so far. If I have to rank his books without finishing the third one yet, I think I'm going to go 1, 3, 2.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, and mind you, I'm only about 60 pages in, but his humor in Project Hail Mary is I'm laughing out loud at his book. I don't think this is a book you're supposed to be laughing out loud to.
Yeah,
it's sarcasm and wit are through the roof. So this guy, I had my son look him up just because because he's read The Martian multiple times. This thing's gone through. I think he's gone through like 3 reads of it. I was like, oh wow, you really do like this book. Incredible. But so I'm like, if you like this guy enough, we need to start following him as an author and see what he's up to. Yeah. And so we looked him up. But there's nothing. I guess Hail Mary came out in 21. And when you write books like that, I guess a few years in between books makes sense.
Yep.
So, that's the 2 things that I've been kind of getting into, trying to read more just actual books. So I'm taking a break from comics for just a small, until I finish Hail Mary. Once I'm done with Hail Mary, I'll move back over to something. I don't know what I'll pick up. I got plenty to go through though. Yeah. And the only other thing I did was, I think before our last meeting, I finally finished playing Last of Us 2. I don't know if I talked to you about that or not. Did I ever mention that?
You mentioned you were playing it. I don't think you were finished with it though.
I think that might be a 30-hour game. It might be. It's. I think I got it on sale because, mind you, I'm playing it so many years after it actually came out. Yeah. So maybe I paid $10. I got more than my money's worth. I'll tell you that. That game is so long. Yeah. But so incredibly good. It's where you blend the art form of a video game versus a novel or something like that. This is right on par. These things are our novels now. It feels like so. Yeah. Yeah, man. So then I finally got through the second one. So I was able to. We finished Last of Us, the TV show tonight. So I'll save that for whenever you're finally be able to finish through it, and then we can kind of talk about it from there. But
I should have it done by next week.
You have it done by next. Okay, because I'll give you a non-spoiler review where it's good. I'm not going to spoil it. I think you've already seen the Nick Offerman one. I think we've spoken about that. He needs to win an Emmy for that performance.
Oh, yes, he does.
Episode needs to win an Emmy. And then it's hard to be a video game player and a watcher of the show because you already know exactly what's going to happen beat for beat. Yeah. And it's just like you said, like when you're one of those guys, you try not to be book is always better than movie guy, but it's hard to find a movie that's better than the book kind of thing. Yeah. This is one of those situations where the video game is better than the show, but I can still enjoy it. Yeah, still enjoy it quite a bit. So I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, I'm halfway through it, so by next week I should have it done.
Okay, but other than that, that's all I've got for you. I don't have much to share because I just haven't. We just like I said, it's been busy with sports stuff and life, and nothing is not too much time to nerd out too much, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Let's see. I knocked out Creed and Creed 2.
Oh, okay. So I've seen Creed. I can speak with you on Creed. I liked it.
Oh, it was so Creed good. 2? Creed 2 was really good too. Okay. Seeing what's his face? Dolph Lundgren back.
Yeah.
It was very cool. It was a good story. I liked it a lot. I'm curious. I want to see Creed 3. I'll probably wait till it's out on streaming someplace.
Yeah, I recommend. I'd probably do that for sure. So
let's see. We watched The Great Gatsby, the Baz Luhrmann one from a few years ago.
With DiCaprio?
Yeah.
Okay.
Didn't care for it. It's too stylized for my taste.
Yes, thank you, because I can't stand any of that guy's stuff. I just don't think I like that director. I just don't.
I think for, like, I liked Moulin Rouge.
Mm-hmm.
I don't, because I didn't know any of the source material for it. But like Romeo and Juliet, I didn't care for it. Great Gatsby, I didn't care for. I knew the source material for those. So when you see it all jazzed up the way he does it, it just doesn't work for me.
Gotcha. And then two things real quick. I do need to skip out on you though. Sorry.
Okay.
Oh no, I already forgot what I was gonna say. What was it? We didn't talk about the Oscars. About your big win for the Oscars.
Oh yeah, short round.
You have great taste and I don't.
No, apparently, you're just now figuring this out.
I guess so. Apparently. But I couldn't be more happy for Short Round. Watching him get the award and you get to see the YouTube clips of him and
Harrison Ford.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool to see that. Oh man, I forgot the second thing I was going to bring up. I'll remember it next time we speak. But,
okay.
Oh no, I remember it now. Sorry,
okay.
I did watch something. I got 30 minutes in and I turned it off because I hated it so much.
Oh yeah.
It's Tick Tick Boom. What's the name of the movie? Andrew Garfield.
Okay.
I just knew that Garfield was in it, and I heard that there's buzz about him getting nominated, which I don't know if he did or not, and I don't even remember what year the movie came out.
Yeah.
To say it would have been this Oscars, the previous year's Oscars, maybe he got nominated for. I had no clue what the movie was about at all. But once I kind of watched, or I watched the preview before I watched the movie itself. It's about the guy that made the musical Rent.
Yes.
I didn't know that. And so I'm like, okay, fine, I'll give it a shot. Just because I like Andrew Garfield. I think he's a great actor.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. I didn't realize it was a musical. And that's when I turned it off. Yeah. So I was like, oh my God, it's just too much for me. I was like, it just wasn't good. And it was about New York socialites. And I was like, I don't care about New York socialites. I just don't. Yeah. All. So turn that off really quick. So I'm not going to recommend that one for you. But if you're really into musicals and Rent and anything like that, maybe you would love it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just not for me.
Yeah.
Not for me at all.
So I told you I started shrinking. So good. We're completely caught up on it.
Okay.
You have to check it out.
But those are 20-minute episodes, correct?
Yeah, half an hour, something like that.
Yeah. And that's the one with not Sudeikis. What's his name? Jason Segel.
Jason Segel right? And Harrison Ford.
Yeah. Okay.
And then we're about halfway through House of the Dragons.
Oh, halfway through now. You got a little further. Was it worth starting over?
It was, and it's good.
I told you it's good. I'm glad you gave it another shot. So maybe you'll be finished with House of Dragons and Game of Thrones, or like Last of Us.
Yes,
we can go over those in a little bit more detail.
It's been a little over a week since we binged House of the Dragon, and we haven't gone back to it yet. The kids were at a camp for church, an overnight camp. So the first night we watched Shrinking, and then all day while they were gone, we watched House of the Dragon.
Nice. Well, hey, that's a good way to spend it. I would highly recommend that. So I'm glad you gave it another shot because it's definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. Can't wait for season 2. But okay, no, I'm glad we were able to get together, talk a little bit, get caught up. Hopefully, a little less life drama between now and next time.
Yeah, hopefully.
We'll have a little bit more to talk about. Hopefully,
it's car drama, not personal drama.
All right. Hey, just how about no drama at all?
Yeah,
none. Don't put that evil on me. Come on now.
All right.
All right, man. I'll talk to you later.
All right. Thanks for listening. You can find us on our website, Nyrdcast.com. It's Nyrdcast. You can also find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube by searching @Nyrdcast. The intro music is The Other Side by the Red Hot Chili Peppers, a Mad Dog remix made by Madeline Tierney. This week's featured track is Thin Legs by Fences.
Accept the fact that you and me are so very lucky. So I'll stay and sway, kicking backwards on the indifferent legs. Long came you, and everything else. Didn't even call you, you're in my house. I'm looking for a comeback, and So I'll hang out till the bathtub's drained and the body is found. But long came you and everything else. I didn't even call you.